Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and back to our main topic of today, which is eating better or eating healthy during the holy month of Ramadan. And to answer all our questions concerning this topic, we're delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Sherifa Nahas. She is a nutrition expert. Good afternoon, Dr. Sherifa.
Good afternoon. How are you? Happy Ramadan.
How are you? And happy Ramadan to you. And of course, we have a lot of questions concerning the what to eat during the Ramadan, eating better, healthy diets. And to start with, the three heavenly messages ordained fasting. Why and what would you like to tell us about this?
Ramadan is a very important occasion concerning our spirituality and our overall health.
Yes.
Fasting has been researched a lot in the United States, especially in the University of California. They recommend for all people who have chronic diseases to fast. And they call it the intermittent fasting because it really generates new cells. Yes. And with fasting we can get rid of the oxidized cells and renew them to a new healthy and strong cells. So fasting now is recommended in all over the world.
Yes. Right. What are the best steps to be followed during the holy month when it comes to eating during the iftar time, for example? What should we start with? And I mean, should you have a soup first or just drinking water?
First of all, we should start with 2 cups of room temperature water. Okay. And then we can have 3 tiny dates. Yes. And it's recommended to wait for 20 minutes and then to start eating a light meal. Yes. But I know this is very hard to implement, especially in our Egyptian culture. Ramadan is a feast, is a food feast, unfortunately. Yes. we start eating a lot. We gain weight in Ramadan. Yes. And we don't optimize and we don't take this great chance to detox our bodies and to use Ramadan in a healthy way, because this is what God wanted us to do. Is to this month is a month for renewing ourselves, for detoxing our bodies, but unfortunately we do the opposite of this. So from here I want to send a message to all Egyptians to start to think about Ramadan in a different way. Yes. We can try to do that. Every other day maybe it will be better than nothing. We can take just baby steps. We don't have to eat every day dessert, because dessert is loaded with sugars, loaded with trans fats, unhealthy fats. Sure. And it's really
it's very tempting.
Our health.
It's very tempting during Ramadan.
Tempting. We all love basbousa, ataif, and kunafa.
Yes, oriental sweets.
Yes, oriental. Yes. It's part of our culture. But if we want to take care of our health, I think we can do this twice a week, not every day.
Is there an alternative for oriental sweets, something that is considered a dessert but with less sugar, I mean, to alternate with during the different days?
Yes, we can take, it's not a substitute, because this sugar rush that we have when we eat the oriental dessert, it's non-comparable to any other thing. So if I told you you can have fruit, people will wonder what I'm saying, because it's totally different. But we can just take baby steps to accomplish our goals. Maybe we can have nuts with honey. We can have like the dried fruit souchets that we used to have them. It's very healthy and loaded with minerals, vitamins that we really need. Yes. Because it's very hot nowadays, and we need potassium, we need magnesium.
And
Not,
this is
to not get dehydrated.
available in dried fruits.
Yes, it's in the prunes, the dates, the apricots, the dried apricots, and
Yes.
some people they add hot water to it, and we have it. It's very healthy. We can add nuts to it.
Right.
It's very good and healthy,
Right.
and it's tasty as well.
And healthy.
Yeah.
Right. As you mentioned, most people tend to gain weight during the holy month. So if someone wants to lose weight during Ramadan, how can he follow a healthy diet to lose weight during the holy month?
We can, like I said earlier, we can start with 2 cups of room temperature water, and then maybe we can wait like for 20 minutes and have our protein salad, and then we can wait for another 2 hours and have something, have our carbohydrates. It could be Greek yogurt, oats, sweet potatoes,
Yes.
like rice cakes, honey, and nuts. And then we can have our suhoor. It's very important to have our suhoor because most people, they keep eating every hour during after iftar, and they always say we skip our suhoor because they don't feel hungry because we eat. I think every hour or 2 hours. This is too much.
Yes. Does eating half of our dishes really help in losing weight?
Yes, it's very important. If we did this, it will really help us a lot.
Right. What about the food that we should eat and the food that we must avoid during the holy month? I mean, because we fast long hours, so what types of food should be avoided?
We should avoid dessert, especially at suhoor, because it tends to make us thirsty and hungry during the day. It's very important to have protein, healthy fats on our suhoor. Protein, maybe a tahini salad, avocados, full fava beans, very good at suhoor. We could have eggs, very good at suhoor. And we should avoid the dessert, especially at suhoor.
Right. Ramadan also is known for its juices and soft drinks. And so what should we drink and what should be the quantity of water we need per day? I mean, after starting from iftar to suhoor.
It's very important to drink water every hour, not during the meals, but between the meals and after the meals. Because some people usually hydrate during the meals and they start suffering from distension, upset stomach, and maldigestion. It's because having our juices or hydrating during the meals. Ramadan juices, they are very tasty, but they are loaded with sugar. So we can take them, but we can try to add less sugar in them.
Yes. So what about Ramadan? I mean, you mentioned juices, but what's the alternative? Is it only water? How many bottles of water should we be drinking from iftar to suhoor?
2.5 liters will be great, and it's really it's different from one person to another. Some people are big, some people are small, but they can multiply their kilograms with 30 in 30, and they get the appropriate amount of water that they should be drinking.
Right. If we move on to children, children who are ready to fast, what advice would you like to give them?
It's important to hydrate well. Hydrating is very important during Ramadan because we mostly eat and we forget to drink. And our bodies need water to function. Some people start having headaches because of because
Dehydration.
of not
Because
drinking
of,
enough water. Water
yeah.
is very important, and that's my first advice and most important advice for the young kids who started to fast.
Yeah, and would you highlight the key nutrients for children who would like to fast? I mean, to have a safe and energized and nourished month of fasting for little children who are just starting.
Potassium and magnesium are very important during fasting, and
Potassium,
we can find this in the bananas.
bananas, yeah.
Are very rich in those two minerals. The dried fruits that I have mentioned before, the
Yeah.
apricots, dried prunes are very important for them also. They are loaded with minerals.
Yes.
So I think they should be consuming bananas and dried fruits.
Yeah. What about nuts?
It's very important as well.
Right. Since we're talking about children, a lot of moms are suffering with, especially teenagers, fussy and eating habits, and actually they have really terrible eating habits. How can they change it to healthier lifestyle or a healthier eating habit?
The most important thing is that those kids, they really have the intention to change their eating habits. If it came only from the mother or from the parents, it's very hard to change them. But maybe if the parents already are eating healthy, they should be role models to their kids, and the mother should start to cook healthy yet delicious food.
Yeah.
It should be healthy and delicious.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. When do you think it's necessary for children to follow a diet or to lose weight?
After puberty. But some kids are, sometimes I meet kids whom they are a bit obese. Maybe they're not active. They are not. They couldn't move a lot because of their weight. They feel they don't feel good about themselves. But the parents should start talking to them and start incorporating healthy food at home.
But you don't advise children to start following any diets before the age of 12 or 13 minimum.
Because their bodies, they really need a lot of nutrients. But you know what? It's not about a rigid diet. It's about just eating right, eating healthy. Because most of those kids, they live on junk food.
Junk food and sweets also, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. And
so maybe they should refrain of eating sweets.
Yes, yes. And the parents should help. The mother or the father should cook maybe desserts at home with less sugar, so the kids they get used to their taste buds become different. Because when we consume a lot of sugar, it's very hard to change it. But if it came from home, we start cooking healthy desserts with less sugar or maybe honey instead of sugar, this will do a big difference.
So honey is not that, harmful? It's not like other sweets?
No, it's recommended, especially with the kids.
Yeah, right. What about exercising? What's the best time of the day for exercising while fasting, during the holy month?
If someone is already an athlete and he's already exercising the whole year, so he can exercise before iftar. It won't be hard for him, and his body is got used to this. And for people who want to lose weight, also, if they can bear it, everyone is different. Everyone has his own health condition. Maybe if someone has diabetes, it's not recommended for him to exercise before iftar. Any chronic diseases, it's maybe hypertension. It's not recommended for people with hypertension to exercise before iftar. But if someone is healthy and already exercises the whole year, so it's very good to exercise before iftar.
So for young people or healthy people, they can exercise during the fasting time, during the day before iftar. But
Yes.
for people taking medication and so on, it's better after iftar.
Yes, yes.
How long after eating the iftar?
2 hours after the meal.
Right. What advice would you like to give to people with chronic diseases and taking medications? What advice would you like to give them during the holy month?
Slow down on oriental desserts. Just slow down on them, and exercise, and try to incorporate greens into your diet. Greens.
Greens.
Yes, leafy greens, green vegetables are very important.
Yes.
And they might slow down a bit on the protein, or they consume lean protein instead of fatty ones.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Sherifa Nahas, nutrition expert, many thanks for your insight.